So today I'm meeting up with my buddy Lassie and Kislea, and I'm going to be taking some photos. It's going to be a photo shoot. I'm just going to go over what I do to prepare for a photo shoot. Now, I'm not really sure how good the audio quality is right now. I'm just using the GoPro's audio, but my car is pretty loud, so I don't have any air conditioning on, and it's 27 degrees out, and the windows are rolled up, so I'm kind of hot here. But yeah, I'll try to make it work. So the first thing you want to do when you're planning a photo shoot is to find a location that you're looking for that fits the theme. Today it's going to be more urban, so we found this brand new parkade that we have in Calgary here, and we're going to check it out and go take some shots. I've already seen some shots that my buddies took there. It looks great. I already have some shots in my mind planned out, so that's something you should always do. If you haven't seen the location, go to scout it out and plan your shoot. Don't go blind. So the second part of planning in automotive photography is planning the day and the time to shoot. Again, it depends on what kind of look you're going for. If you're going for like a sunsetty vibe, obviously go for sunset. We're kind of going for that vibe today. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to look at the scene, but sunsetting in a few hours, so that's what I'm planning for. But you want to avoid harsh light, which means avoid when during the time when the sun is directly above you, and if there's like no clouds. You want some shade. You want some less of a harsh light. You can always make up for it using your camera features, post, or even bringing an extra light. But yeah, try to avoid harsh light. Now that you scouted your location and picked the location you want to go for and set the time and date, you want to clean your car. The reason for that is, like, I know you can do post edit to make your car looking great, but if your car is already clean, it saves you a lot of that extra work. So I'm going to meet up with my buddies at the Top Gear car wash, and we're going to go wash our cars. The last step when it comes to automotive photography is the execution. So you've done all this planning, you show up at scene, and now it's time to execute. You already have some scenes or type of photos you want to do in your mind. Try to recreate that, but be flexible, because it's not always going to work out the way you want it to. And don't be afraid to take shots that you weren't planning on doing, because some of the unexpected shots are some of the best shots. Now, when you're at the location and you're doing the photography, we're going to a parkade, which obviously has security. If security comes and asks you to move along, be respectful and do what they say. They're just doing their job. Don't give them a hard time. And most security are actually pretty chill, and they'll give you time to take your few shots, especially if you're being nice to them. I've had lots of times where security wanted to check out the cars. Let me take as many shots as I wanted, as long as I'm not making a mess or revving or anything like that. But always be respectful, because you're on someone else's property. Another great tip when you're photographing cars, especially in a place like a parkade, we're going to be putting our cars in locations that shouldn't be standing still there. Like, it might be blocking an entrance or a lane or something, right? I know with COVID right now, like, the parkades are completely empty, so I guess that's good for photographers. But if you're going to be taking shots where you could get in the way, again, be mindful and respectful, and you should always be in communication with the driver. Have a walkie-talkie or a phone. You're calling each other and you're giving directions. If you see someone coming, tell the driver to move out of the way. You can also reposition them if you're talking to them. So make sure you have that open communication with your subject. One more thing to add to automotive photography is always use a Cpl Lens Filter. That's a circular polarizing lens, I think is what it stands for. Pretty much, it prevents reflections off of vehicles, and vehicles have a lot of edges and round surfaces, very metallic and reflective. For example, the windshield, it'll reflect the scenery around it, but if you want the reflection to go away and you can see inside of the vehicle, you can use a Cpl Lens Filter on your camera to get rid of that, so you can get a good shot without any reflection. Another filter you want to consider is a ND filter. It's a neutral density filter, I believe is what it's called. All it does is, sometimes when you have a lot of lighting and you have your camera set on a specific setting, the picture might be blown out and it might be too bright, and you don't want to be peaking on that. So because you can't change any of your settings, or you're limited to how much settings you can play with, like the ISO, aperture, and shutter speed, an ND filter will limit the amount of light that is going into your camera, to your sensor. So it'll give you another option to play around with so you can get the shot you need without messing with your settings. With all that said and done, let's get on with the photo shoot. Alright, so I'm getting my buddy Lassie to take my car down the ramp here. So yeah, he's gonna do my car, and then I'm gonna call him. He's gonna put his phone on speakerphone, and then I'm gonna give him instructions when he gets there. This is his car, the Stinger. So let's head on over to where I'm gonna do the photo shoot. So today I have the Sony a7R III, and with the 35mm Sigma Art f1.4 lens. I'm not gonna bring a tripod because I don't think I'm gonna need it. So this is the location. I am gonna get, there's security coming already. I'll see if they want us to leave, so we'll unfortunately have to head out. I'm gonna get Lassie to park dead center there, facing down, and I'm gonna give him instructions. Okay, so just to give you an idea, this is how I'm gonna shoot the photo. I'm using ISO 100, f1.4, and a shutter speed of 1/500. It's gonna be a still photo, not a moving shot, so I can do high shutter speed. f1.4, it's a far distance I'm focusing on, so it's not gonna cause any blur, so this should be totally fine. So security just came and talked to us. They were super chill. They said that lots of people come here for photos and they don't mind as long as we just pay for parking, which is only $2. So I did that, and we can stay as long as we want. And like I said, I was super respectful to them, and they were super nice with me and chill. So yeah, my buddy is just paying for parking right now. So I didn't get to record this, but two bikers came. I offered to take some shots for them, so I did. You can check them out on the screen here. And then the rest of the crew showed up. Alright, so I know there's a lot of wind, so you probably can't hear me. I finished up the shoot here. A lot of people have joined, as you can see. Anyways, yeah, security was super chill. They said we can even host a meet as long as we get the permission from the lot owner. So we're gonna look into that. But otherwise, I hope you like the photos.